What's up, family? If it's your first time checking out the show, let me know what city, what state you're coming in from. If you're outside of the U.S., let me know what country you're representing. Family, I need you to smash up the likes, smash up the likes, smash up the likes. Also, if you have not done so already, after you subscribe, there's a little bell next to your subscribe button. Go ahead and click that thing right now so you can get your notifications each time I drop a new video like this. That way you'll be in the loop. If you want to get yourself some No More Talk gear like you see in the back, click on the link. If you want to join the channel, become an official member, not just a subscriber, click on the link. It's all under the video if you're on YouTube. If you're on Facebook, I'm not so sure. I may have to make a couple moves to make sure that you guys can click on the link also to join the channel or get yourself some merch. Going straight in, fam, on this situation with Black Rob. Now, for those of you who may be unfamiliar with Black Rob, his biggest hit was 2000's Whoa. Huge hit that he had with Bad Boy. Remember, he was, I think that was Puffy and the big 18-wheeler and all that stuff. It was crazy. Huge hit. Major contribution to hip hop. Black Rob hadn't been on the scene a whole lot. He had a stroke, I believe, in 2015. And, he had to change his diet and all that stuff. And he said he did. But he was just recently readmitted to the hospital for health reasons that his manager would not say, but he did post a video to Instagram showing Black Rob in his hospital gown in the bed, giving a shout out basically to DMX. I mean, he talked just very briefly, just about his health, but he didn't say what it was. And his manager asked him to, what did he think about the DMX situation? And he gave his prayers out to DMX. I thought that was very telling that he would do something like that, knowing that he's suffering the way he's suffering right now. He looks really bad. He looks in very bad shape. And for him to have that, DMX on his mind, I'm not sure if that's something that the manager actually, dug out of him, or is that, that was really on his heart and he spoke on it. He wanted to speak on it, but his manager did ask him about it and he gave his prayers to DMX. I always think the world of people who are going through their own personal struggles and they still have the wherewithal or heart and to speak on somebody else's rough patch that they're going through, right? So right now, Black Rob is, another hip hop icon, who's facing some serious challenges right now. And so we want to wish him and his family well. Hopefully this is just a little pit stop and he can, bounce back and be all right. But man, we losing a lot of legends left and right, man. I mean, dropping like flies, man, and that's no disrespect, but that's just a figure of speech. But damn, man, we losing legends, icons left and right. And, New York just lost Ecstasy, from Houdini. And, you got X, who just, passed away. And, you got Rob right now in a serious situation. So, man, I don't know how much more we can take around here, man. But I did want to just, speak on this real quick, because anytime I see anything about my legends, fam, I'm showing love. I'm gonna keep it alive. I'm gonna use this platform to show the legends love. Oftentimes, I would say specifically, in the hip hop community, we don't honor our legends And also, I would even go further than that and say in Black music, we don't honor our legends. We just kind of get them. We get the music and everything, and we love the music, and we love them for that time that they gave us the music. And then after that, as they get older, we don't check on them. We don't see what they got going on to make sure that we're still supporting. It's like we love them for that time frame, that moment, and that's it. And so we don't, I just feel like we don't do enough to showcase our legends like sports does. And perhaps this is music in general, but I know for a fact that it happens a lot, in our community. Like we just, we don't do it, and it's up to us to do it. Like, right? Even in hip hop, if you look at hip hop don't really respect its legends. Hip hop just don't. I mean, like, of course, the hardcore, you got that 1%er group, that hardcore. I may even push it up to 5%. But you got that percentage that is hardcore, hip hop to the bone, respect everything about the craft, that, love, that's got real love, for the craft. But then you got others, man, they don't really ride for hip hop, the people that laid the foundation, the people that came in and made great contributions. They don't. And I feel like, I think that it's partially the fans' fault, but bigger than the fans, I really do believe that it's the establishment's fault, because it is the establishment's job to make sure that the people never forget, right? Because you have new fans, fans get older. As they get older, they have different interests, and they're not checking for music like they used to when they were younger. But you have a younger generation that comes up, and they have no clue who came before them. They have no clue about the music because they wasn't taught. And it is incumbent upon those who come before them to teach them about the music, to teach them about the legends, so that they'll know where they came from, so they'll know their roots. And we haven't done a good job at doing that. The people who have the platforms, the corporations, even the brands, the big brands, who that advertise on these platforms, the radio stations, they don't do enough to make sure that the people never forget. And I'm speaking specifically about Black folks. They don't do enough. These people come in and make these contributions in music, and it's not just hip hop, but in music. And then they just kind of fade to black, and nobody knows where they are. Nobody cares. And, unlike when it comes to sports and entertainment, or even, you know what, let me back up. Let's just say rock and roll. They're going to make sure you don't forget about Aerosmith. You look at these award shows, and I'm talking about the hip ones like the Grammys, MTV Music Awards and stuff like that. You'll see an appearance by Aerosmith or the Rolling Stones or Alabama or somebody. And the youth may not know who they were before, but they know who they were by the time that program goes off. So these people make sure that their legends are never forgotten. They go out of their way to make sure that their legends are never forgotten. And I do think that there's a certain amount of people in our community who kind of get a kick out of people falling off. And I've heard people actually make fun of legends, make fun of people who laid the foundation that they receive so much entertainment from or whatever. I've seen people actually make fun of people. They get down on their luck instead of saying, oh man, that's messed up. How can we help? How can we help? They go, oh man, he got robbed. He got this. Oh man, why he ain't got no money? Oh man, yeah, tricking. Oh man, he got 7 kids and this and that, doing this and that. They start coming with all of this nonsense, this ignorant stuff that it's news that nobody can use and nobody want to use, right? So when I saw what happened to Rob, of course, I mean, I'm like, I got to put it in your face. I'm gonna put it in your face. I'm gonna let you know who this man is. Black Rob. He matters. And I don't know if he got to GoFundMe or whatever. I mean, I don't even know what his situation is. Maybe he may not even need a GoFundMe. I don't know. But I am digging, and I am gonna. I'll keep you guys abreast of what's going on with him as I get information. Going into the comments. Black Bleach, what's up? Kevin Moore, what it do? I see a lot of people coming for Diddy on this. Wow. ATLian. Tamos. New Zealand in the building. Bird Doe, what up? People say Diddy is self-serving. Here, let me tell you something, fam. Here's why I am with that, right? Let me say first and foremost that, well, I'm not going to say that it's not important to say that, well, Diddy did the same thing that white executives do, right? We're supposed to elevate ourselves above what others do or how others treat our community. So we can't compare ourselves to them, right? We can't compare ourselves to people who take advantage of our people because we've been taken advantage of too long. So we have to look out for each other, right? We have to look out for our people. Having said that, if you think about business, in any business, companies are going to try to get as much as they can get. And as employees, anybody that become an employee has to understand that. If you go and get a job at McDonald's and it's anything under management, you get minimum wage. Everybody know that. That's a running joke. McDonald's pays minimum wage. And that's what it is. And everybody understands that. You getting minimum wage. I understood from a long time ago that as an artist, I'm probably not going to get a great deal of money. So the money that I do get, I have to take care of it. If you take a person who ain't never had no money, you never had $100,000 and you get your hands on $100,000 at once, there are people who have made themselves millionaires 100 times over, 1,000 times over, with less. So you get your hands on 100,000, and I'm sure, well, I can't say I'm sure, I wasn't there, but most people who have a hit record is going to touch well over $100,000 just off doing shows. Just shows alone, you're going to make. And Whoa was a huge success. So if I'm in his shoes, if I got the Whoa record, I know I'm finna hit that road and make me at least a meal ticket, at least. And then after that, if I work my jelly right, I can continue to make money. So whatever the record label exec does, whatever, if they do something slick or, I just feel like for me, I made enough to work with what I had if I ain't see no other money. If somebody did anything slick. Now, I can tell you this, I went and got all mine. I can't speak for nobody else, but I got mine. Now, I would say this. I understand how people can get upset, you know, because if they feel like they've been done wrong, if they feel like they didn't get as much as they deserved, I got that, you know. I really don't know an artist in the history of music who don't feel like they deserved more. Now, let's say you go into business in the music industry as an artist, you sign a contract. When you first sign a contract, a lot of times you're just a poor kid trying to make it, trying to get in. Let's say you sign a contract was whack. The next thing you should do, you go to the label and say, hey, let's try to negotiate this thing. And they either gonna say okay, or they're gonna say kick rocks. If they say okay, you have an option of staying and continuing to do business with them, or you say, no, you kick rocks, motherfucker, and bounce. You dig what I'm saying? You got that option. And then when you do that, you say that, be ready to back it up with your lawsuits or whatever, and deal with it like that. However you got to deal with it, whatever you got to do, you deal with it like that. So, on a personal note, I'm just not a fan of just blaming the label and not taking any responsibility. I'm just saying, I don't know what Black Rob issue is. I don't know none of those issues at Bad Boy. I don't know who did what, why, whatever. I don't know nothing about none of their personal business. None of it. I'm a fly on the wall just like everybody else. But I just believe that in business, you get what you negotiate, not what you deserve. That's what I believe. In business, you get what you negotiate, not what you deserve. Now, if I negotiate something and you don't pay me what I'm owed from that negotiation, now we got a problem. Now I have a problem. But if I negotiated something and it was not to my best interest, it was not in my best interest, and I came up short, then I got to either try to ride it out, or I'm going to take some other type of action to get my action back. You dig what I'm saying? But what I'm not going to do is sit around and wallow in sorrow. I'm not going to cry about it. I'm not going to keep crying day after day, month after month, year after year. I'm not going to do that. You know what I'm saying? I believe that all of us have a right to complain if we feel like we've been done wrong. But after you complain, do something about it, right? We're adults. We're not talking about children. We're all adults. So you can complain, but after you complain, do something about it. Going into the comments. Who was that? Kevin Moore. What's up, Kevin Moore? Lisa Phelps, what are you talking about? Healthcare? Kevin Moore says, no rapper in the 90s was worried about health insurance. Rappers in the 2021s ain't worried about health insurance. I bet you half the rappers right there right now don't have health insurance. Half the artists, not just rappers. And we need to stop just riding rappers. I think people pick on rappers too much. People pick on rappers because rappers are the low-hanging fruit. And rappers are oftentimes out there. A lot of rappers go out and do a lot of dumb stuff. So when they do dumb stuff, we feel like it's free game, right? But keep in mind, all rappers are not dumb. All rappers are not on dumb time. All rappers are not walking around doing stupid stuff and making threats and having shootouts every night. All rappers are not like that. So I think that, we have to be careful once again with these generalizations, because generalizations are dangerous. These generalizations are the same thing that put Black people in the position that they were in, with slavery and Jim Crow and redlining and mass incarceration and crack epidemic, Tuskegee experiment, Rosewood, everything, man. All of this stuff that they've been doing, they justified by saying that, by putting everybody, in the same bucket, basically. After watching the actions of one or two people or a few, they try to put everybody in the same category. So we got to be careful about that, because the same people that's putting everybody in the same category, as soon as somebody puts you in the same category with somebody that that don't fit, you be like, wait a minute, I'm different. No, that might be, they may be like that, but that ain't me. It's just like some people put all men in the same category. Well, not me. People are quick to say, no, I'm different. Some people put all women in the same category. And I don't know a woman who don't get offended when somebody put them in the same category with women who are thoughts and women who are clowns, women who are scandalous. I don't know a single upright woman who don't get offended by that. Hell, I know some women who are clowns and thoughts and who are scandalous who get offended by being put in the same general box. $22 Ball Day says, 228 All Day says, Black Rob been through hell and back before before he became famous. You notice how everybody associated with Puffy died, got on drugs, or went to religion. Oh, damn. Damn. There's got to be somebody who ain't dead or on drugs or went to religion. Got to be somebody. Give me somebody, y'all. But is that on Puffy if somebody die, get on drugs or go to religion? If a grown person die, get on drugs or switch over to religion, is that on Puffy? Like, I don't know, fam. I just feel like grown people do everything that they want to do. A lot of times grown people do anything they want to do. They do everything they want to do, but be responsible for their own actions. And I just think that if you do business with somebody and that person end up being shady, yeah, I think it's important. I mean, I think that you have a right to be offended. You have a right to call that person out. But I also believe that you have an obligation to yourself to not wallow in sorrow. You have an obligation to yourself as a man, as a woman, to continue on, to march on, soldier on, and not let one person break you, not let a business deal break you. I mean, millions of people every day who are not in the entertainment industry get fired from their jobs. Most people don't just say, well, that's it. I'm going to just be on drugs. I'm switching to religion, or I'm gonna go out here and get reckless and get myself killed or whatever. They don't do that. They just go get another job. They understand that their life is not tied to that particular company. That's not their whole life. I've been affiliated with rap a lot for decades. But, you know, I switched gears as far as getting my own company, my own publishing and all this stuff. I did that way in the earth. Like I did that, what, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, like maybe 3, 4 years later. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I did that like 3 years later. I was already on it. You know, you get yourself in the door and then you build. You know, you just got to get your foot in the door. You know, almost every artist in the history of music has had a bad contract. You know, especially the first contract. All your greatest artists that ever lived had horrible contracts. But some just figure out how to, you know, make it right. You know, how to make sure that, okay, you got me now, but I'm gonna get you later. You know, you got me now, but ain't nobody gonna get me later. You know, you got to start somewhere. So I just feel like, you know, like at the end of the day, I put everything on me when it's all said and done. I just put everything on me because I'll be like, in my mind, I'm like, okay, you know, and this is not just with a record label, this is anything in general, life in general. If it's me and I feel like somebody did me wrong, I'll be like, yeah, you did me wrong, but you know what? I shouldn't have been fucking with you in the first place. Now, what does that do? When I say I shouldn't have been fucking with you in the first place, that puts the responsibility on me to do something about it, to correct the situation. You know, sometimes correcting that situation means leaving the whole situation alone, moving on. So I ultimately put it on me. That way I'm not walking around here stressing and thinking about somebody 24 hours a day, going crazy, you know, thinking about having all these wild thoughts. You know, I don't have to do all that, you know, because I'm moving forward. I've already switched gears. You know, I put it on me. I put it on me to lift myself up by my bootstraps. The same way I did to get out of the ghetto. I was born into poverty, raised by a single mother. There were some times that I had to drink water to get through the night because my stomach was, I had to drink water to stop my stomach from growling. I was so hungry. Now imagine that. Now I could have sat back and said, well, you know, I could have put it all on my daddy. Yeah, my daddy was here, man. I would have a better life. You know, he a bum, he a sucker. I don't like him. He this, he that, he that. Yeah, I could put it on my mama. My mama, you know, why she put us in this position? Why you bring us in the world at a social disadvantage? Why you do that to us? You know what I'm saying? I hate you, I hate you, I hate you. I could have said, you know what? My mama was an abusive alcoholic. You know what I'm saying? So I hate her, you know? And since she's an abusive alcoholic, I'm gonna be an abusive alcoholic. And if I end up in jail, I get shot, you know, I end up an alcoholic, a drug addict, I end up beating on my kids, I can justify by saying, well, you know, I was raised like that. Well, that's what my mama did to me. It was good enough for us. You know, you hear people saying that a lot of times. Well, we got we got whoopings with extension cards. You know, I'm still here. I turned out all right. Did you? First of all, if you think beating someone with beating a child with an extension card is the correct way of parenting, you already failed as a parent. Going back into the comments. Big Bus, what it do? Kelly T, what's up, Kelly T? I always liked Black Rob though, man. He was just, I always liked that dude, you know. If you're just not joining, fam, we were talking about Black Rob. Black Rob, the guy who made the 2000, it had to be the anthem of the year right there. Whoa, on Bad Boy. In the hospital, his manager posted a video of him on IG today from his hospital bed, sending out a prayer and recognizing DMX's contribution to hip hop and really just as a person. It was real brief, but it gave us a little insight, at least as far as an update of Black Rob, because he had been off the radar for a while, and next thing we know, we look up and we see him in a hospital bed, like looking like he's in really bad shape. So I decided to go live and just jog everybody's memory, about this guy and who he was and what he represented. I know a lot of people are talking about his business affairs and stuff like that and puffy like that. I didn't really come on here to talk about all of that. I was just really jumping on, to acknowledge Black Rob and and what he was going through, and just pretty much pay homage to a legend, pay homage to a hip hop icon. Yeah, yeah, on my platform, fam, I always recognize the legends, that's not just hip hop. That's all of the legends. I'm gonna recognize the legends, because I'm like you guys. I'm in the game, but I'm also a fan. I like to be entertained also. I like to listen to great music and watch, great athletes, competitive people who have passion, and not just entertainers, but I'm huge on activism. I love, an activist with passion, that's willing to make sacrifice. Anybody that's willing to make sacrifices and stuff like that, those are the people that I admire the most. That's why, like, when it comes to sports or whatever, if somebody starts talking about an athlete somebody starts talking about who is the best athletes and stuff like that, the first thing gonna come to my mind is an athlete who also was an activist. I personally think personally, like Michael Jordan. I think Michael Jordan is the best basketball player to ever play. I would love to say one day that somebody else was, to play the game. I'm not sure if, I know Bill Russell got more rings, but I'm not sure if Bill Russell was greater than Michael Jordan, because, they had less than half the teams that they have today in the NBA. And they didn't have as many big men, and they didn't have the agility and strength. And I never watched one complete full game with Bill Russell. And I've seen Michael Jordan hit the game-winning shot on several occasions. And I've seen him play many games, full games. And, I've seen him play defense, offense, and give it everything. And I haven't seen that out of Bill. I didn't see that with Bill Russell. Not saying he didn't do it, but I didn't see that. So just in my personal opinion, I just think that Jordan is the best to ever play basketball. I would love to say it's Bill Russell, because Bill Russell is also an activist. And I don't particularly like Jordan as a person, straight up. So I would love to just give it to give that to Bill Russell, but I don't know. I couldn't personally say that, from what I've seen with my own eyes. Boxing, Muhammad Ali. That's an easy one. Very easy. Ali, no doubt about it. Comedy. Oh man, comedy. Yeah. Dave Chappelle has to be my favorite comedian. But I think as far as like when it comes to activism, that's easy. That's an easy Dick Gregory. You put the comedy with the activism, that's Dick Gregory. Coletta Peekaboo. Coletta Peekaboo. Show Coletta some love, fam. The newest member to the Willie D Live channel. Show love, fam. Give her a big welcome. Got a cousin named Coletta. Lupe. What's up, Lupe? Appreciate you. Eugene coming through on the Cash App. Lee Williams coming through on the Cash App. Paul coming through on the Cash App. Reginald Hall coming through on the Cash App. Ezekiel coming through on the Cash App. Keith Washington coming through on the Cash App. Is that Clark Lokes coming through on the Cash App? Appreciate y'all, fam. Birdie. Yeah, I never met. Let me see. You know what I want to say? I think I did meet Rob before. I think like backstage somewhere. I vaguely remember. I can't honestly tell you where. But me and DMX, yeah, that was the homie. So yeah, I met X. Met X. We was riding in X's. Well, let me recognize somebody else right quick. Tamika LaShawn. Show love, fam. The newest member to the Willie D Live channel. Tamika LaShawn. JC. What's up, JC? Appreciate you, King. It's going down. It's going down. So yeah, we was in Houston actually, in the van going to the show. He had a show out here, and the driver was like not really sure where to park, and X was like really, he just went from real cool to just animate like gotta get out of here, dog. Park this motherfucker, gotta get out of here. I was like, because man, I just be kind of laid back in the cut, and so he just like, and then he was like, once, X is always like this, right? He always like this, ready to go. And then it's like, when it's time, let's go, let's get it. It's like, and he moved. Like he very seldom moves slow. He like walk, he walk animated. He talk animated. He perform animated. It's everything, man. Like that. Like so. Yeah, that was one of those memories going down memory lane I could share with y'all about X. I put it on my Instagram. I think I said unicity. I said energy and authenticity. Whether he was on stage or off, X was going to give it to you. And that's how he was. On stage, off. Everybody that know him know. They'll say the same thing. Would be nice though, fam, if we can get a break, huh? If we can catch a break. Hero, what's up? Appreciate you. Yeah, it would be nice if we can just get a break from everything, from losing our icons to all this racist stuff that's going on in the country. The random, shootings, the people, the mass shootings that go on, all this stuff, man. We need a damn break, man. We need a break. We need a break that's long enough to give us some hope, to make people kind of restore people's confidence in humanity. We need a damn break. Man, it's like every day, all day. Man, you gotta damn near, first of all, everybody needs a therapist, and your therapist gotta be with you. Like the therapist, damn, they gotta live with you. It got so bad out here. I hadn't ran in months. And when X died, I was like, man, my body was so tight. I was so stressed, could not sleep. I was like, I just took off, man. I just went and hit the track. I would advise y'all, fam, like if you're feeling stressed, running is one of the best things that you can do. Running. And even if you don't feel like running, just walk. Just walk. Just get out and go get some fresh air. Don't run on inside. If you can, run outside. If you can. But run. Blow that steam off. And plus, it also has health benefits. So kill two birds with one stone. Relieve some stress and improve your health at the same time. But that's what I do. Every night, sometimes, when I feel stressed, I might have something to drink. I don't do drugs, but I might have something to drink. But other than that, I run. I will run. And I've been doing that for years. It works. Tamika LaShawn, the newest member to the Willie D Live channel, man. Fam, make sure y'all show Tamika some love. Give her a big Willie D Live welcome. $228 all day just became a member to the channel. Show love, fam. What is it? Ox Entertainment 1 just became a member of the Willie D Live channel. Show love, fam. Shoot out a big welcome. Who is that? Beverly Palmer. What's up, Bev? BP in the building. The original BP. Leonard Straw. That's a good point, Leonard. Leonard said if we take a break, they will call us lazy. You know what I say to that, fam? Throw up a big middle finger. I ain't even got to say nothing. Just hit them with the middle finger. That's one thing we got to do, fam. We cannot live our life for them because they're going to find something wrong with whatever we do. You know? That's why I don't even try to, I don't care what they think. I don't even care. Like I just ride. That's why when I ride on these fools, fam, I don't care what they think. I ride on them. You know, you sit around worried about what they think, man. How you gonna try to please somebody you can't please? You know what I'm saying? You trying to please somebody you'll never be able to please in your life. This is why some of these people act so arrogant. This is why these racist types, they're so arrogant. They think they're above you because you put them above you because you care what they think so much. You know, you give them breaks and make excuses for them and forgive them and all that kind of stuff. Not me. I'm that dude when the house catch on fire, when the master house catch on fire, I am hoping for a strong wind. That's me. And I am unapologetic about it. I'm riding for the people, period. Dana Jet. What's up, Dana Jet? The newest member of the Willie D Live channel. Show some love, fam. Show some love to Dana. Walter asks, where did I live briefly? No, it was not Kazakhstan. It was, I was about to say Afghanistan. No, it was Azerbaijan. Azerbaijan on the Caspian Sea. Beautiful place. Remind you of like something that you might see in the biblical days. Beautiful place. When I first moved there, it was still a third world country. Now it's a whole different level. They came in with the oil exploration and boom, that thing blew up. So now you see, you know, the streets are lit up. A lot of the streets are paved. Even when I first moved there, one of the few streets that was paved was the street leading from the airport. And once you went a couple miles or so, you know, a lot of the streets was really just dirt, like dirt roads, gravel, you know, and then you had concrete in the heart of the city. Other than that, rocky roads. I would advise anybody out there to, you know, if you can afford it, you know, live abroad for a while. You know, whether if you can, you know, like live somewhere else other than the US for a year, at least a year. If you can't do a year, you know, try to do about 6 months. And I say 6 months at least, you know, because you want to really get into a routine. You don't want to go out there like it's a vacation. That's not living. You got to go out there and get acclimated to the country. Like you go out there and you're not rushing to try to, like, you're not acting like a tourist. You know, you acting like somebody that's really getting acclimated. You live there long enough to where you have to go to the clinic, for a checkup. You have to, you go to you know, enough places where you know now this is my favorite restaurant, you know, and you know the people. You know, you go in there long enough to where you know the people at the grocery stores that you shop at. You know the people at the gas station. You know the people, you know, at the you know, in the what I'm trying to say, the what do you call it, the embassy or whatever. You know, well, you don't have to go to the embassy a lot, but you know, you just get familiar with whatever what stuff is, and you even you're there long enough to where you can like actually get in a car and drive yourself somewhere, you know, without looking at an Uber. I mean, without looking at your some type of what do you call those apps? Yeah, I know what I'm trying to say, GPS app or whatever. Yeah, I would definitely employ you to live somewhere else. And also so you can watch the news and stuff like that. So you can see a different type of news. You can see a different type of energy, you know, where you're not constantly bombarded with negativity. Because it's hard to avoid negativity in America. It's everywhere. The news in America start off with all bad stuff. You watch a program for a whole 30 minutes and like 29 minutes be nothing but tragedy. And then at the very end, they'll say, and finally, some good news today, this evening. We had a nice, Elmo the cat was stuck in a manhole, and we had some good Samaritans and a couple of police officers and firemen who went out there and saved him. Just a random act of kindness. Have a good night. Before that, murder, 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 murder. I remember back in the days when if a news program mentioned murder, the murder was like somewhere in the middle of the program. And then it was like only one murder. You know, talking about murder multiple times in a newscast, that was unheard of. Now, that's half of the news. JC, what up, JC? The Admiral. Did somebody say London was safe? Man, people getting stabbed in London daily. My son goes to school in London. So people are getting mugged and stabbed in London all the time. Don't you get fooled by Buckingham Palace. Don't let that crown fool you. Don't let that so-called polite society fool you. London is a very dangerous place. Get your head knocked off out there. Man, in London, man, people be stabbing folks and throwing acid in people's faces. Yeah, they throw acid. They will walk down the street and randomly throw acid in a person's face. The dudes, these tender nuts in London, or you know, their girlfriend break up with them, they throw acid in their face. Of course, not all, but you know, it happens a lot. Edward Aspina. Edward Aspina. What up? Humble Brother says, Earth is dangerous. Got that right. Crystal Holcomb. What's up, Crystal? Crystal, you like that phrase? You like my phrase? That's my phrase, fam. Y'all ever hear somebody else saying that? Y'all know where it started. Tender nuts. I got a bunch of them. Not a bunch of tender nuts, a bunch of sayings. Free my grandma, what up? Where you been? Free my grandma, what up? The people in London different. They be like, bit rude to stab me with the knife in it. Rude to stab me with that knife in it. Not quite sure what you're trying to say there, but there are some rude people out there. France too, fam. So, you know, don't get caught up in that Eiffel Tower and all that the Mecca of love stuff. If you're from America and you go to France, especially Paris, and you thinking you safe because you in the tourist district, go out there, and some of them in the tourist district, and this is the bad part, they're in the tourist district, which means that a lot of people are just visiting, and they will get offended if you don't use French, you know? So, yeah, don't get caught up in all that stuff, man. You know, the majority of French people are a nice people, right? But you do have that you got that little section who are very pompous. You know, they got one of those, well, I never attitudes. I used to live in Paris, so I know what I'm talking about. Freddie Cheetos, Ralph Colin. Louis laughing. I said I lived in Paris and he LOL. What's funny? Like, what's funny about that? I think it's one of the best things I ever did was, you know, move out of the US for a while, you know, and see how other people live, you know, see life somewhere else and not just be, you know, like confined to, you know, American media and society. Reginald Rainey, what's up, Reginald? Appreciate you. George Deloney. Lee Williams checking in on the Cash App. What's up, Lee? Appreciate you. Imperial Shay Love. ISL. What's up? What's up? Shay Love. Jody Jones, Lafayette, Louisiana in the building. Black God said, RIP DMX. We lost an icon and legend. You know, somebody like DMX, you know, like, I guess people, like, if somebody is beloved, they're going to be missed no matter what, right? But somebody that like DMX, somebody that has so much energy, that's such a commanding presence, it's that person, you know, it's a different level of loss. You know, I think about my cousin Larry. My little cousin Larry was always the jokester in the family, always lying. You know, loved him to death, but boy, he could lie. He'll lie about anything, but he lied. He lied to. He would mainly lie to like make himself look good. Like he'll lie about a girl that he was talking to, or you know, he'll lie about money or a job or something. And the funny thing about it was like everybody knew he was lying. so, so, you know, we always kind of had fun with it, but he was very beloved in our family. And so when he died, you know, it was a huge void that just could not be filled. And that's how it is with X, I'm sure, with his family, the people that knew him best, that was around him most. That's that void that cannot be filled. And that energy projected, you know, outwardly, you know, to the rest of us, to the rest of the world. So we also feel it too, to an extent. You know, very similar, you know, in the way that when we lost Pac, you know, Pac was a loud, energetic force. That's why when people started saying Tupac was not dead, I'm like, man, shut up. Tupac couldn't fake his death for 5 minutes before he said, yeah, motherfucker, I thought I was dead, but you know what I'm saying? Like Pac would have came right back with a new song, like, I ain't dead, you know, like, you know, Pac he wouldn't have been able to contain, he wouldn't have been able to keep that secret. Now it's been what? Let's see, Pac died in what, 90, was it 97? 96? What year Pac died? Let's see. So Pac died in 19, damn, where is it? I think it was, I want to, yeah, it had to be, it was 96. It was 96. So Pac died in 96. So what is that, 25 years? Pac would have been 50 this year. Wow. Yeah, Pac would have been 50. So that means that if Tupac faked his death, he would have to still be faking his death 25 years later. Now, fam, this is just common sense. Some things does not require an investigation. This is common sense. Tupac would not have been able to keep a secret that long, period. And there is nobody else around. You know how many people that would have had to been part of that conspiracy and still had to try to keep all of that stuff a secret? Yeah. His own mom would have to have been part of it. Yeah, I know it was September 13th. I just didn't, I threw a blank on the year. I don't know. I don't know how I forgot that, because that was the same year that I rejoined the Ghetto Boys for the Resurrection album. So that's how that's one way that I'll always remember, that I typically would remember that Pac, is when Pac died. Guess my memory is a little cloudy right now. TB, what up? Edward. What is that? Robbie? What is that? Oh, that's Robin. Robin Egg. Robin's Egg. What's up, Robin? Or is that Robin Seg? Show love, though, fam. Newest member to the Willie D Live channel. Show Robin some love. Connie B. What's up, Connie? Raw Fortress. Jazzy Jeff says prayers to Rob. Prayers out for Rob. AT Alien. What's up? Lisa Phelps. Lady Leo. Mika Blue. Humble Guy. Demetrius, what is that? Rasu or Rusu? That's Rusu. Rusal. Rusu. It's got to be Rusu. Wait a minute, it could be Rusal. I'm going with Rusal. Demetrius Rusal. Frank Ellison. M. Penny. What's up, M. Penny? My father. What's up? What's up? Jumped in. We all out here fighting the same battles differently, but don't let it change you, baby. Huh? Don't let it. Is that a quote from somewhere? We're all out here fighting the same battles differently, but don't let it change you, baby. If it ain't, it need to be. Man, let me know if that's a quote from somewhere, man. I need to use that. I like the ways, I like how that laid out right there. Don't let it change you, baby. Appreciate you, though, King. Appreciate you. Lieutenant Johnson says, I love your bald head hole song. Jason Johnson. What's up, Jason? If you're just not joining us, fam, we were having a discussion about Black Rob, the bad boy artist from 2000. Well, actually, from the hit song "Whoa" in 2000. The 2000 hit song "Whoa" is in the hospital. We don't know why. His manager posted a video of him today in his hospital bed, basically acknowledging the demise of DMX and, you know, really just recognizing DMX's brilliance, right? And you know, as an artist and as a human being, right? And like I said, when I first started speaking on this, I thought that was admirable that he would speak on something like this when he's going through his own battle right now. He's like, whatever he's going through, he looks like he's in bad shape. And for him to you know, speak on DMX's situation while he's going through his own thing says a lot. Again, I don't know, you know, was he prompted to speak on that, you know, by his manager, or was it something that he just wanted to say? You know, I'm not sure. But in any event, he said it, and I'll take it at surface and just, and, you know, and just be thankful that, you know, you got cats like that, right? I know that anytime it comes to our legends, our icons, you know, I'm gonna recognize what's going on in today's society, and I'm gonna recognize the tastemakers and, you know, the trendsetters, the movers, the shakers, and all of that type of stuff. You know, like that's what's happening right now. You know, you can't be stuck in the past. You know what I'm saying? You gotta keep moving forward, because if you're not moving forward, you're stuck, and if you're stuck, you're not going anywhere. So that's why I do cover current events, and I do talk about the new artists, even when some people get offended by it. But I do, you know, recognize those artists out there that are doing their thing today. But ain't no way possible I'm gonna have a platform like this and not recognize the legends, not recognize the icons, and not give them the flowers, you know, while they're alive, and, you know, and you know, and give them their flowers also, you know, in death. You know, I'm gonna give them their propers. So you have one, you know, legend that is, you know, in a tough spot right now, going through a rough patch, health wise, who is, you know, acknowledging the greatness of another who lost his battle, who lost his, you know, his battle with life, right? You know, well, I won't say his battle with life, but, you know, just lost his health battle. And so I'm a salute that. I'm gonna recognize that. And I'm not the dude that some of these cats been talking about, who posting pics that, you know, and showing love when they didn't show love in the past and all that stuff. You can go on my timeline and you can see me showing legends love all through my timeline. You know, you can go down the line. You can go in my timeline on my Instagram or Facebook, And I just posted a pic of me and DMX like a few months ago. I don't know exactly when, but I know I just posted a pic of me and DMX a few months ago. The Admiral. You like that ghetto fantasy, huh? I used to watch TV and see the superstars. 3-story mansions and fancy cars. Now picture that. A ghetto boy wanting that life, G. Coming up in a house full of negativity. Everybody drinking, everybody smoking, everybody cussing and fussing like hell. I'm hoping that I could raise up out of this mess. I'm too damn young to be this stressed, and oh yes, I went and got what I thought was mine, did the crime, the time, and a motherfucker didn't whine. You know that part where I said, I'm too damn young to be this stressed. And oh yes, I said this stressed. One of them damn, I think it was Rap Genius or something, wrote distressed, which would have been dope too. It would have made sense also. But I actually said distressed. And oh yes, I went and got what I thought was mine. Yeah. Notice I said what I thought was mine. Because a lot of times, you know, we'll say I went and got what was mine and we going taking somebody else's stuff that they worked for. That ain't yours. That was somebody else's. That's why your ass in jail. Because it wasn't yours. I'm gonna tell y'all, man, it's so many like great artists out there. I'm gonna tell y'all somebody else that people don't speak on a lot, but they should. Mystical. Mystical is like one of the greats. Easy. I never heard a whack verse from Mystical. Not one. And like DMX, he got that energy. That's why I mentioned Mystical, because he reminded me of that energy that DMX has. And the trip part about it is that we were just talking about that maybe 3-4 weeks ago. We were just talking about how there's only a few cats in the industry that got that kind of energy, right? And they're like that, like on go. Pac was like that, on go. X was like that, on go. You know, and that's how Mystical is, on go. Just how he is on the records, that's how he is in person. Good dude. That's my dog, man. That's my dog. Good dude. Yeah. So for any of you young whippersnappers out there that don't know your history, that don't know who Mystical is, do yourself a favor and look it up, you know, and start rocking. My brother turned me on to Mystical. I think that, what was that song? What was the first song? That was that song when he said, I'm bad like Michael. I was like, ooh wee, in a lane by itself and jamming, you know. Yeah, serious. It's like, you know, you could hear the humor in the song, right? You can hear the humor in it, but at the same time, it's like that humor that, you know, he ain't playing, he mean what he say, right? So it's like it's serious at the same time, you know. So that's what made it so dope. If it was just straight humor, he wouldn't be respected like he is. But it's that humor type, that break that you get from the humor, and you know, intertwined with that seriousness that is what give it depth. Yeah, but that mystical, if you ain't up on that mystical, you need to do yourself a favor. Don't make me spell the name for you. Who was that? Who was that? Is that Giga Todd? Charles Carter. What's up, Charles? John Sullivan. Oh yeah, absolutely. Busta Rhymes is one of them dudes. Busta Rhymes is definitely one of those dudes. But Busta Rhymes, I've seen Busta Rhymes at times. Like a lot of times, I see Busta Rhymes come. I haven't spent a lot of time around Busta Rhymes. We did tour back in the day, but we didn't really spend a lot of time around, like with each other, but around each other. So I didn't really get a chance to see Busta Rhymes like on a personal level, up close, like in his element. You know what I'm saying? Like on, in his, in a personal setting, right? In a private setting is what I'm trying to say. I didn't really get a chance to see that. But I seen DMX and Mystical. You know what I'm saying? I seen that energy. But stage wise, yeah, absolutely. On that stage, I wouldn't go behind neither one of them dudes. And I got a lot of energy. When I get on stage, I'm totally different from the way you see me now. I'm mellow right now, but when I get on that stage, I come to life. I come alive on that stage. But I'm not like them dudes. Hell, oh man. Mystical, DMX, Busta Rhymes, man, they try to look. Basically, you can end your career going after those dudes. It would be like career suicide. They be trying to give me a bag. I'll be like, say, man, so what I do to you, bro? The promoter try to give me a bag to go behind them dudes. I'll be like, man, what I do to you, bro? What's this, a setup or something? You trying to end my career or something? What's this about? I'm not going after them dudes. I go on after them to tell everybody the show is over. Thank you for coming out. I'm not going behind those dudes. E40 is, I don't see E40 like that in that type of category. E40 rap fast, but like he's not high energy on stage like that. He's not like all over the stage. These guys are all over the stage. They moving, they working that stage and going. It's a different type of energy. But E40 dope in his own right, of course, he dope. But these guys are like, it's a different type of energy. Malik. Yeah, another thing too, fam, for me, I don't really have those type of high energy songs like they have. These guys have high energy songs where you got to move, like you have no choice. Like the songs dictate your pace, right? You know, my whole entire catalog, I probably have maybe 6, 7 songs like that, you know, that's really, really high energy, like it's hitting like that, you know, from the side, man. I'm from the side. Pimp C, I'm from the side. Mystical from the south too. Shotgun 2, what up? Appreciate you, King. Carl Fletcher in the building. What's up, Carl? I didn't mean to hold y'all this long, fam, but just start going. A few more shout outs and then I'll shut it down. Deshaun, I see you. Wonder Cross coming in on the Cash App. Wonder Cross. Buckhorse DC. Appreciate you, Buckhorse. BDC in the building. Black Power. Can't be scared of that, fam. Somebody say Black Power. Ain't nothing wrong with some Black Power, man. You know, what's the opposite of Black Power? Black weakness? Nah, Black Power, man. For real. But they got some of our people so brainwashed, they be scared to support people and causes that have that are in their best interest. They be scared of it. They turn on them, talk down on them and stuff like that, thinking somehow, some way that they're gonna benefit from it. Like somehow, some way, Master gonna see what they're doing and actually reward them. Humble guy say, "Can we just all get along?" Ooh, man. I wouldn't be mad if we were able to all get along. I wouldn't be mad about that. Easier said than done, though. Easier said than done. Lady Lee. Appreciate you, Lady Leo. Okay, fam, I think that's it for me. Enjoy the rest of your day, fam. Enjoy the rest of your day. You know, much love to Black Rob. I hope everything works out for him. I keep my eye open to see what's going on with him, and I'll update you guys about that. Condolences to DMX's family, his fans, and everybody that ride with him for real. At the end of the day, fam, everybody expressed their support, love, and people grieve different ways, right? I don't think one person can tell another person how to grieve, right? So, you know, however you choose to grieve, as long as it's respectful, have at it. That's the way I see it. Until next time, fam. No more talk.